Good evening. We're here to interview Miss Roberta Fabiano, who's the lead singer and guitarist with the Peter Duchin Orchestra. She attended the Berklee College of Music and has been working with Peter Duchin for quite a number of years through at least 6 presidential inaugurations with the biggest society band in the world. And Ms. Fabiano also does some independent work. She's produced an album called 1111 and also a song called Dogon, Connor, and Tupelo, which is on the soundtrack of The Wild Parrots of Telegraph Hill. Ms. Fabiano is currently working on a project with our other interviewee, Don Casale, and they're going to tell us about it in just a few minutes. We're in engineer Don Casale's studio. The multifaceted Mr. Casale is also a producer in artist management and music publisher. He has worked with the likes of Vanilla Fudge, Iron Butterfly, The Rascals, Aretha Franklin, and more. And now he's working with Roberta Fabiano, and we're going to talk about their new project. Okay, it's late at night, and we are with Roberta Fabiano and Don Casale. The duo first met some years ago at a recording session, and now they're going to tell us about their latest project. Roberta, what is it you're working on? What was the concept? I understand you wrote a couple of songs.
Yes.
And have been remastering some of your previous work.
Well, yes, I had an album, 1111, actually, that was recorded back in 93 to 95, in that area there. And the tapes got corroded, and I brought them to Don's studio this past year, and he baked the tapes, and he revived them and digitized them. So now I have everything in digital.
So you redigitized 1111.
Right.
Yeah,
We
remixed it.
Yeah, remixed a number of the songs on there.
New sounds.
Yeah.
Updated it.
Updated.
And what about your new songs? They're written by Ms. Fabiano.
Yes, I wrote 2 new songs in the recent, couple of months. One's called I Don't Love You Anymore. And the latest one is I Will Take Care of You. And we recorded them here.
From
Don
scratch.
produced it, from scratch. He produced it, engineered it, did the whole thing.
Yeah, melody, lyrics, most of the singing.
You?
And one of them you did a duet on?
Yes. One of Don's other clients who he recommended. His name is Danny Keene, and he sang and played a few instruments on I Will Take Care of You. He did the arrangement on that, and
Should we say the duet was done without you being in the same room?
Right.
On the same day?
Mm.
well, yeah, we should. Why not?
Let's say it.
Okay, we did the duet when we weren't together in the same room in the same day.
Alrighty.
In other words, she did her version, and the fellow Danny did his version. We cut it up.
Yeah, we cut it up, yeah.
And made it work as a duo. Excellent songs, they really are.
Well, thank you, Don. Shall we?
I could be talking to them.
How many times do we hear I love you more today than yesterday? And how many songs can we sing saying I love you more tomorrow than I do today? Well, I've been meaning to text you and tell you how I feel, but maybe you'd feel better if I ran through your door and sat right next to you and looked into your eyes and held your hand so there'd be no surprise when I tell you I don't love you anymore or any less. From the day
Roberta and Dom, what are your ambitions for these songs? Roberta, I know you've recorded them beautifully, and you've done some recordings of your own. And where are these going to go with these?
Well, thank you, Susan. That's really nice of you to say. I do enjoy singing these last two songs that we were talking about, but I would like to try to get them to major artists.
Here we have the Don Casale's gold record from Iron Butterfly. In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. Don, you've got an interesting story to tell about this.
You know, you're one of the few people who know how to say that name correctly.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's weird and the spelling too. This is an interesting story because in 1968 you never made a record over 2.5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It was rare, if ever. I don't think I ever made a record over 2:30. So anyway, so we're doing this album, and I said, go out there and start playing. I'm going to get a sound check, and when I have enough, then I'll tell you we're going to start recording. So they started playing this song, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, which was about a 2 or 3 minute song. But since I never told them to stop, I heard something good. I pressed the tape machine and just let the tape roll. So they were playing and playing, and they were thinking, I found out later on, that this guy doesn't know what he's doing. You know, when is he going to get enough so, you know, we can start the real recording. So 17 minutes and 5 seconds later, I stopped the tape and said, come on, I want you to hear this.
Okay.
And the reason they had enough to fill 17 minutes was because that song, just coincidentally, they used on the road as their warm-up tune when they were rehearsing and everything. So they always added parts to it, and they just kind of ad-libbed it. So they were able to fill 17:05. So when I played it for them, they thought it was great, but they said, what are we going to do with this thing? It's useless. So their manager came back 4 days later, and manager-producer, I guess, and he said, this is ridiculous. I can't do a 17-minute record. So they talked him into it, though. He reluctantly brought it to Atlantic, and Atlantic had the same reaction. We're not putting this out. It's ridiculous. But somehow they put it out, and it became like the biggest selling record of all time.
Yeah, it was.
As a matter of fact, it sold so many
Uh-huh.
that they said you can't use gold anymore. I think a year or two later they said we got to have another thing. Let's make this the first platinum record.
Okay.
So it's the first platinum record.
It was really the first
Yeah.
platinum record.
Mm-hmm.
In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida.
It just sold so many copies.
Wow, that's amazing, and it proves that you can go outside the norm and be successful with it.
And to this day, truthfully, when a guitar player comes in,
Uh-huh.
mostly guitar player, and they're always fiddling around, you know, and I put the thing in record without them even knowing it, and to get that first performance, and more often than not, that first performance is the best performance they do all night.
Performance.
Still do that. That's good.
Don, we really need to thank the musicians that helped us out
Definitely.
here. Okay, so who did
Tony.
we have? Tony Montalbo.
Right.
Tony Montalbo, Barry Lazarowitz on drums, and Paul Errico on keyboards, and Tony Montalbo on bass, let me say that.
Right.
And also we have Danny Keene, who we mentioned before, who was singing
And keyboards.
and actually drum samples as
Arrangement,
well,
yeah.
arrangements.
Paul Errico did some arrangements.
And Paul Errico did arrangements as well. Yeah.
Barry did great. They all did
Barry,
great.
yeah, they
job.
all were
Tony
excellent.
played
They are
bass
excellent.
Well, good luck to both of you, and I'd say
Thank you very much.
anybody who picks up these songs would be very lucky themselves.
Thank you, and thank you, Don.
Thank you.